Hello crafty friends, it's Jess from jesscrafts.com, and today I have another Woodland Critters modification, making another new critter with the Woodland Critter set from Lawn Fawn. So I'll be the first person to say, if you saw my horse video, you probably don't need to watch this. The unicorn is basically just the horse with a horn. But if you hadn't seen that one and you found it more just because you were interested in unicorns, I'm going to go over all the steps again. But anyway, so to get started, this time because I'm making a unicorn, I decided to start on white, and then I chose pink and teal. You could do some rainbow stuff. You could, pick whatever colors best suit the particular person you're making your unicorn for. I see a lot of times though unicorn with a base of white, so that's what I went with. I really like teal, and so I chose some teal glitter paper. I think the glitter paper adds a really nice touch to the unicorns, kind of adds to that mythical, magical look. So I chose to make the hooves, the snout, and the horn in pink, and then the teal I used for the body and the mane and the tail. So I cut the mane that goes at the top of the unicorn's head with one of the other tail dies. In the original set, they have the die that looks like this, that's meant to be a tail for like a chipmunk or a deer. I'm making that my mane. So I cut it out of the glitter paper. I'm going to add it there to the top. This is fantastic glitter paper from Die Cuts with a View. It does not shed at all. It's super smooth. You can color on it with alcohol inks. I really love that particular glitter paper, and I recommend their glitter paper. I haven't tried as many other ones just because I saw that and liked it. And then to cut out the hooves for the top legs here, where he closes his arms, or she closes her arms, I am going to use little die cuts of the arm. So I laid out the whole die cut, and I just put these two strips of paper. So that way when I went through the machine, I got both of them with one pass, and you can cut some other stuff at the same time. But just a tip, because that might seem a little bit fussy to create that. And I would say the unicorn is another one that maybe is not ideal for mass production, just because, again, you have to do some modifying of different things. You have to cut out these extra little hooves, etc., etc. But I think that it turns out really cute, and I imagine that a lot of people have somebody in their life who would really enjoy the unicorn. I have a lot of really cute unicorn sentiment sets that I could pair this with. And in each of these videos, as I modify the Woodland Critters die set, I'm just showing you how to make the critter. All of these can be turned into cards. Other people have shared how to turn them into cards, so I don't want to be too repetitive, and I don't want the videos to take a really long time. But you basically, to turn them into cards, you could add a little bit of scored cardstock behind them. So you could cut out a rectangle the same size, score it on one side, and then open it up into a card. There's a coordinating die that puts a little pocket on the back of them. You could totally use that if you want to put a gift card with them, or you could just put the gift card on the front and let the critter hug the gift card. You could also die cut it a second time, cut off the arms, and then score it at the top and create a card that way. I don't honestly know what I'm going to do with all these critters when I'm done with them. I was just having a ball making them. So I do have the tail piece that can be used on the original fox, but I want to make sure it's pointing downwards just because that makes a little bit more sense for a horse. Their tails tend to be pointing downwards. They don't really lift their tail quite the same way, and if they did, it's hair, so it would look quite different. So I want the hair to face down. Then this is the fussiest part, as you know if you watch the horse video, is trying to create that snout, because there is no oval die in the set. As I said last time, I'll say again, you could totally find an oval die in your stash that works, but if you want to purely use the Lawn Fawn set, you don't have oval dies, you just want to get the best bang for your buck, you can trace this face piece. So this is the face that you use on the fox in the original one and some of the other choices. And you want to trace it. You want it to be just over an inch wide this way. So keep that in mind as you're tracing. You do a little bit of measuring. It doesn't have to be precise though, just in a reasonable size for the face of the critter. And then you'll fussy cut that out. I like to use the side that I colored on, or sorry, traced on, to be the back side, so that you don't have to worry about if you don't cut perfectly on the lines or having to erase it or anything of that nature. I like to move my paper as I cut. I find that it provides a smoother cut rather than trying to move my scissor each time. Okay. And your fussy cutting is probably not going to look as perfect as cutting a die. But this is a handmade thing. Whoever you give this to is going to just absolutely adore how adorable it is, and they're not going to be like, oh, look at this teeny tiny imperfection in your cutting. So don't stress too much about that. When you look at images of horses, their eyes are next to their mane because the eyes are on the side of the head. So I am going to kind of just be okay with their eyes being so high up on the head because that actually makes sense. You can use the die to help guide you. On the die, you get the two teeny tiny circles put together. And these are the wrong ones. Oh, here's the eye die set. And that's actually about how far apart makes sense for the horse. So you could use that to kind of help you line them up. But I tend to just eyeball the eyeballs. I eyeball where I want to place them. And oh, I did want to mention, I mentioned this in a handful of the videos, but not all of them. Just because, again, I'm trying, like, I don't want to just keep repeating myself, but some people are going to want to watch one character and not others, and that's why I broke them all up. So you don't have to watch a whole bunch of critters if you want to learn to just make one. I have a magnetic dish. It's kind of made for tools because you could put your nails here as you're working, or screws or whatever, so you don't lose them. But it's perfect for dies too, particularly this set that has so many teeny tiny little dies. I don't want to lose them, and I keep them all in that dish as I'm working. To create the little nostrils on his snout, I recommend using either the single smiley face, or what I choose to do is use the eyelash eyes, just because it cuts two of them at one time, and from that perspective saves me a bit of time versus if I were to have to cut out two from that single smile die. But you do have to trim off the eyelash, which if you've watched all these videos, you've heard me say like a million times at this point, because I do it for every critter that has these little nostrils. I just trim off that eyelash, stick it down. I'll mention again that I put adhesive on the back of my cardstock, and by putting the adhesive on the back of my cardstock, once I snip off this eyelash, I am all good to go, and I don't have to fuss with liquid glue. I did the same thing with the eyes. There was already adhesive. I did the same thing with little ear pieces. I just put adhesive on the back of my cardstock. And so now I just need the horn. This was probably the trickiest thing to think, like, how could I make a horn? There were a couple options. There is this tail detail that I used for tiger stripes, and it does create a nice thin horn. So you could totally use that. I felt like it was a little too curved. I felt like the horn should be straighter. So I'm gonna say, you know, do your personal preference, but I kind of liked this, which is a tail detail for the raccoon. When you make the raccoon, you can get this die that cuts a triangle and then another simple stripe for the tail. So they're attached together. They're one die, but it cuts those two pieces. And you could put that directly on. I felt like that was a little bit wide for a unicorn horn, so I'm getting kind of picky here. But I'm just going to trim it up a bit. You could, of course, just cut yourself a pink horn. Like, it's not that hard to cut a triangle. I, again, am just trying to give you options to show you how to get the most out of a single die set. This die set, well, I think it was well priced, no doubt. When I spend that much on a die, I want to be able to, you know, get a few different projects out of it. And I've really had fun thinking of other ways to make animals. I hope some of you are playing around with it and thinking of other ways to make animals. And if you have an animal that you want to see, you haven't figured out how to do on your own yet, or you'd like to just get some tips on, leave a comment below. Let me know what other animal I should give a try to. You could also add a smiley face. I did that with my horse. I kind of don't want to with my unicorn for whatever reason. I like him without the smile, but to get the smile, all I did was trace this same die so that the smile would line up with the edge. And you could just trace part of that and create a little smile there for your unicorn. So that's it for my video today. I hope you enjoyed seeing another way to use your Fawn Woodland critter huggers. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're interested in more crafting tutorials, be sure to subscribe to my channel. I will leave you links to the products listed in the video description below. Thanks so much for watching. Bye!